and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from what is known as the heart of Oklahoma.
We're in Purcell at Maes Antiques. This building is over 100 years old and holds 9,000 square feet of antiques and collectibles. It's one of 3 large antique shops in Purcell. The original ceiling is still in place, and under the floor is a tunnel some say was used during the Prohibition era. We'll take a look around throughout the show. But first, let's head about an hour and a half north of here to check out some of the country's top athletes.
The greatest names in wrestling are recognized at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum. So right now, let's go to Stillwater, and we're going to show you around this impressive destination.
Our mission statement is to preserve our history, recognize excellence, and inspire future generations.
And they do that extremely well at the National Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum in Stillwater. They preserve their history through a variety of ways.
And we do that through memorabilia, we do that through artifacts that we collect, and we do that through telling the story of the individuals we honor. Those are individuals who have made a mark on the sport and its heritage, who have tremendous legacies of success.
Success literally runs all through this building. Leroy Smith himself is a legend in the world of wrestling, as is his brother John, who years ago won a total of 6 gold medals.
It's a long battle to win 6 gold medals, you know, and hard work, you know. You're just glad you went through the process and you did it right.
Both Leroy and John are prime examples of what they learned from wrestling and how they applied it to their lives.
I use my habits that I developed during my years of competitive wrestling, and you know, and I just feel like it's really given me the resources to be a good father, to be a good husband, to be hopefully a good coach.
Since 1976, individuals have been inducted in different categories every year, from the outstanding Americans who have used the attributes of wrestling to achieve great success to other walks of life, to the Medal of Courage.
And then we have Order of Merit. Those are people who help advance the sport in a lot of different ways, through medicine perhaps, through contributions to the sport, and through media. So we have a number of different ways we recognize individuals, but our bedrock is right behind me here. These are the distinguished members, the great wrestlers and coaches who've made wrestling what it is.
And while we were shooting this story, another distinguished lifetime service to a wrestling award winner from the Georgia chapter happened to walk in. He was visiting his brother who lives in Sapulpa. Dr. Gordon Pritz is a retired superintendent.
It's an inspiring place. And it is full of nostalgia for me because of a lot of these people and I've seen or watched and coached against or coached with. So it's just brings back a lot of fond memories. And I'm really thrilled to be here today.
It is impressive the amount you can just learn about wrestling, up to and including which presidents had a connection to the sport, and that wrestling is the oldest sport known to man. By the way, it is the original Olympic sport, and how wrestling has a great legacy in this state.
We have the record for the most NCAA team championships at the university right next door to us, Oklahoma State University. We have 11 Olympic champions from the state of Oklahoma who've attended an Oklahoma university. 9 of those went to high school in Oklahoma, 9 gold medalists.
There's a real sense of pride when you walk through here, and you see a lot of people that wrestled for the state of Oklahoma, whether it be OU, whether it be OSU, whether it be Central Oklahoma.
You will also learn women's wrestling is one of the fastest growing sports in the world, and the National Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum will reflect not only Oklahoma's impact on the sport, but here you can see the global reach and impact of the sport as well.
The Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum is located in Stillwater. They're open Monday through Saturday.
Now, about an hour west of Stillwater is another must-see destination, especially for movie buffs like myself.
Deanne Stein takes us to Simpson's Old Time Museum and Movie Studio.
This is what we call Main Street.
Taking a stroll inside Rick Simpson's Old Time Museum is like stepping into a Western movie.
People say, well, what kind of museum do you have? I don't know, because there's just stuff for everybody.
Because there's a little bit of everything, a lifetime of collecting.
It's not a one thing or another. It's a conglomeration of all kinds of stuff.
When you first enter, you'll see an authentic chuck wagon surrounded by a large collection of high-back saddles, some more than 100 years old.
There's just kind of a different presence that comes over you when you walk through all of the area because of all the history.
The wide variety of collections displayed include Hopalong Cassidy memorabilia and military items from the cavalry days through World War II. There's also Native American artifacts and a private collection of more than 1,800 rare dolls dating back to the late 1700s.
The main room that has all the Hollywood actors and memorabilia, if you look close enough, I promise you guys will find somebody you're related to by the time you're done here.
There's even a room that tells the history of Enid through historic pictures, cash registers from local businesses, barbershop chairs, and the first fire wagon used by the city in the early 1900s.
Just a snapshot of what not only Northwest Oklahoma, but really what Oklahoma is all about.
The museum also includes 11 working movie sets, all built by Rick and his brother Larry, and all with a Western theme, like this hotel lobby dating back to the late 1800s.
Everything from a church, mercantile, doctor's office, jail, bank, hotel lobby.
The brothers started building the full-size movie sets in 2003 for their Skeleton Creek Productions movie studios to use in their own westerns.
What we try to do is keep the West alive for these kids so they can learn about it as they grow up. In our movies, in our own small way, we try to give them some heroes that they can look up to.
I've seen the end result with their movies, and the sets are Hollywood-grade sets.
You can even bring your own camera to snap pictures inside any of the sets, including the most used one, the saloon.
This is probably the only non-alcoholic saloon in Oklahoma. We've had a lot of action in there, fist fights, gunplay, girls singing on the stage.
The museum is free to visitors, which have come from all 50 states and 65 foreign countries. And Rick will always take the time to give you a tour.
But it's fun. And, you know, good people are the same everywhere.
He's just an amazing guy, and he has a true love for Enid and this community.
In Enid, I'm Deanne Stein for Discover Oklahoma.
Simpsons is located at 228 East Randolph in Enid. They're open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., and then again from 1 p.m. to 4.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
And you can take as many mulligans as you want.
A golfer's dream come true. We'll tell you where to find it.
Just a small town. Not much changes. It's pretty quiet.
And off the beaten path, where to go when you want to slow down just a little.
But we do have a phenomenal cinnamon roll.
Oh, absolutely.
Plus, breakfast and coffee worth the drive. We'll take you there coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from Annie Maes Antiques in Purcell. You could spend hours wandering through this place, especially the Made in Oklahoma section, where you'll find a huge variety of pickles, salsas, and snacks.
Now, indeed, you could spend hours shopping through here because this is a great store. Or you could spend hours out on the golf course if that is more your style.
And if the Oklahoma weather doesn't cooperate, we've got the place where you can go and continue practicing your swing at Indoor 18 in Edmond. Quinn Tran takes us there.
Picture this. Play a round of golf anywhere in the world without ever leaving Oklahoma. Indoor 18 offers that opportunity.
St. Andrews, Quail Hollow, PGA National. We'll have Pebble Beach here pretty soon again, and that way people can get in and play those. But we've got courses all over the country, all over the world. Our local one would be Shangri-La, is our Oklahoma favorite.
Stephen Metcalf owns Indoor 18, a climate-controlled indoor facility with a putting green and about 100 golf courses to play. What you see graphically on these screens is true to the course. The difference, play 18 holes faster.
Well, for a normal round, it's probably 3-4 hours. In here, you can get a complete round done in about an hour. You're in, you're out, you got a round of golf in.
Indoor 18 is more than just a course simulator. The facility is equipped with TrackMan technology, 2 radars built in each bay.
And that basically is going to follow the ball with one of the radars and follow the club with the other one. So it gives us all the ball data and all the club data. It's the same device that people see on the PGA Tour week in and week out. TrackMan is going to collect over 25 different data parameters of your swing. So it's going to be anything from club speed to the angle of attack, to the club path, the face angle. It's going to be launch direction and landing angle, and then all of the ball data. So what the ball speed was, the spin rate, and being able to go through and kind of really go through every single component on that. A lot of our members really enjoy the low point, and that is a feature that allows them to really see where that club makes contact with the ground, and so they can work through that and try to improve their golf swing without having to necessarily take a lesson every time.
I've been coming here for about 6 weeks now, and it's, my tee to green, I've probably shaved at least 4 strokes off of my game. Now I'm like a mid-80s player, and more than anything, I just always strike the ball now. Way fewer, duffing it and, shanking it to the right. Way fewer of those now.
One of the other best aspects of playing this sport this way is that if you have a bad swing, you can always take a mulligan. Ooh.
And you can take as many mulligans as you want. That's one of the nice features. Our other thing that people always tell us is, man, I didn't lose a single golf ball today. We have people of all levels. The only thing we do require is we do want you to have your own clubs. We don't have rental sets available. As long as you have one set for your group, we don't care if you share clubs. We want everybody to have a great time.
Indoor 18 is also a great place to see the course before actually playing it in person. This experience takes a lot less time, money, and golf balls, and there's no worries about the wind, rain, or winter weather. In Oklahoma City, Quintran, Discover Oklahoma.
Indoor 18 is located at 17200 North May in Edmond. They're open Monday through Saturday. Hit up their website for more information.
If you hop on I-44 out of Edmond and head about 2 hours, you'll hit a little town with a big anniversary.
Vinita is actually celebrating, get this, 150 years as a town. So why not take in all its history, and you can do that at the Eastern Trails Museum.
We're in Vinita, Oklahoma at the Eastern Trails Museum. It's just a small town. Not much changes. It's pretty quiet. There were 2 railroads that came in at the same time at 1871, and that's how the town got started. It was originally in the old City Hall building, and they moved it here in 1975, so it's been here a while. Everything from the founding of the town, the railroads that came to town in 1871, and there's an exhibit that tells about the history of it, and also all the artifacts that we have from the railroad. So the anniversary goes back 150 years. It's been a celebration going on all year. Every month we've had something going on, and it'll still go until the end of the year. A lot of people locally come in to see about their relatives and stuff, and to find out. We have a large archive of photos that people like to come and look at. And on the walls back there, we have a lot of the old schools that people come that went to school at those places. And so it's just kind of a memorabilia place. A lot of it's locally Vinita. We even have an exhibit on the Battle of Cabin Creek, which was 9 miles from here. We have a lot of old photos of Vinita, how it looked back at the turn of the century. And so it just, it was kind of a wild frontier town when it first started. There was nothing here until the railroads came. We have a lot of typewriters, printing presses, old photographs. We happen to have some old toys, old appliances, an old-time refrigerator, and then we have an old general store and pictures of what they look like here in Vinita years ago. Some area where a lot of old tools are. So just all kinds of interesting things like that people like to see.
Eastern Trails Museum can be found at 215 West Illinois Avenue in Vinita. They're open Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
It's fresh, it's different. You have a spicy Cuban panini that's wonderful.
And wait until you see what else they're serving up.
I've had smothered chicken, I've had catfish, grilled chicken, meatloaf.
Plus another mouth-watering restaurant. We've got it all covered when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Imagine limitless possibilities with the Oklahoma Travel Guide. Imagine world-class wonderlands, road trips that inspire. Imagine date night elevated. Order your free guide at travelok.com. Imagine that.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the heart of Oklahoma, Purcell. We're hanging out today at Maes Antiques. Let's say your road trip is taking you north of here. It's about 2 hours to Ponca City.
And it's there you'll find the perfect place to get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, breakfast, and or lunch. Let's go to Provisions Coffeehouse and Eatery.
So it's not just about providing coffee and breakfast and lunch. It's about providing a space for people to come where they feel comfortable, and it's about providing for whatever downtown needs.
That is Tracy and Kevin Emmons' philosophy. Their place called Provisions Coffeehouse and Eatery is one of several ways they give back to their community, specifically the downtown area.
We want to see not only the people who knew downtown as it was, but the people who didn't know that and can see downtown as we see it now.
Provisions was born out of that passion to help revitalize downtown Ponca City. Now, a big part of their breakfast business is to-go orders by people stopping in to grab coffee and breakfast.
We have one of the best breakfast, egg, and cheese croissants around. That's probably our best breakfast seller, is our bacon, egg, and cheese croissant.
They try to use as many local products as possible, and their menu items are on the lighter, healthier side. For example, they don't even own a fryer.
But we do have a phenomenal cinnamon roll.
Oh, absolutely. Which, again, is a locally sourced. It's a locally sourced cinnamon roll, and they're huge and they are phenomenal.
It was just excellent. It was huge and it was fresh, very fresh, and then the glaze was all down through it.
Their luncheon items are all winners in my book, but I was partial to their Reuben.
My Reuben is my favorite because they do it differently. They use spicy mustard instead of the traditional Thousand Island dressing, so I like it a lot better that way. So it was perfect for me.
It's delicious. The Southwest chicken wrap with house-made Tuscan tomato soup had bold flavors and was very tasty. This is their chicken avocado California flatbread. It was exquisite and distinctive. Provisions is itself distinctive for a number of reasons, another of which is the Emmons also help local artisans.
We really wanted to give people space who maybe couldn't afford to have a storefront or didn't have time to have a storefront.
The diverse list of products range from goat soaps and lotions to jewelry to one gentleman who creates items out of horseshoes. They also have wood products and homemade signs. The fact is, Provisions hits on all cylinders.
But I'm very proud of the fact that our customers and the town has backed us. The success, I think, is more about community than it is necessarily about the restaurant. We want you to feel welcome. And so everything we do, for me, is about community.
Very, very good. It's different, and it's wonderful.
It's fresh, it's different. You have a spicy Cuban panini that's wonderful, and it's one of the best places in town.
My favorite is their Lotus water drinks, as you know. Their food is phenomenal. It's it's a healthy, clean food that you can't really get anywhere else. Their spinach and their salads and all the fresh tomatoes in it, you just can't beat it.
Provisions Coffeehouse and Eatery is located at 312 East Grand in Ponca City. They're open 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday. They're closed Sundays and Mondays.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
It is to die for, and they literally make it by hand in the mornings.
You don't want to miss what they're talking about. It's next right here on Discover Oklahoma.
There are some things you just can't contain. Oklahoma Today magazine is bursting with culture. Mind-blowing restaurants, trips, adventures, and so much more. Open your copy, then hit the open road. Unleash your curiosity. Set your spirit free. Subscribe today for only $14.95. Oklahoma Today magazine. Break through the ordinary.
We sure have enjoyed ourselves browsing through all of these incredible antiques here in Purcell today.
Now, before we hit the road, we have to tell you about this fantastic place that's good for fried chicken and other comfort food. Jason Grubbs is going to take us to Wanda Jays in Tulsa.
Wanda Jays' Next Generation Restaurant in Tulsa's Greenwood District is known for its southern, down-home cooking.
We try to keep it simple and take everyday things and make it good.
Ty Walker's mother started Wanda Jays in 1974. Today it's ran by the next generation, Wanda's 6 granddaughters, 2 grandsons, along with Ty and his wife. There have been a few moves in the past 4 decades, including to Greenwood back in the 90s. A few years ago, Ty had the chance to move Wanda Jays back to downtown.
They are a weekly thing. I've been coming here since they opened up here on Greenwood.
The location changed, but not the menu or the quality. Ty says those tasty homemade Southern-style dishes are part of what keep customers coming back for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Everything we basically do is cook to order. We don't put chicken in the grease till you order. Even our breakfast, everything, we don't put nothing on the grill until you order.
Get the pork chops or catfish, fried or grilled. There's chicken fried steak and chicken, along with a few weekly specials. It's all good.
Yes, it's all good. I've had smothered chicken, I've had catfish, grilled chicken, meatloaf.
Wanda Jays is also said to have the best fried chicken in town. The customers we talked with today agree.
Yes, it's definitely the best. They perfectly season it, it's perfectly cooked. Whatever recipe that their grandma gave them, it's just amazing.
I believe it. I heard it and I believe it.
James Chappelle drove in from Norman after hearing about Wanda Jays from a buddy.
Yes, I had the yam and the corn and the fried chicken and cornbread.
All the entrees are served with delicious homemade sides like candied yams, fried okra, or collard greens, along with handmade cornbread or a giant butter roll. James says the meals are a good-sized portion. He needed a to-go box before his trip back home.
It's good, man. It's too much. Too much for lunch, but it's good.
And for dessert, the peach cobbler is homemade, of course, from an old family recipe.
It is to die for, and they literally make it by hand in the mornings.
That's something my mother, always did. That's the first dessert she ever made me do, blindfolded, basically. Put the stuff on the table, you do it.
Aside from the great food, one thing Ty's mother taught him, which he says has kept Wanda Jays in business all these years, is friendship.
My mother always taught me if you make a friend today, you have a customer for life. And so that's kind of been our motto. Always make a friend first. And so that's what's keeping us around it. And always trying to do people the right way.
In Tulsa's Greenwood District, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
You'll find Wanda Jays at 111 North Greenwood in Tulsa. They are open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, closed Sunday and Monday.
And no matter where your next road trip takes you, the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide will help you find a great place to eat. Just log on to our website, travelok.com, and click Request Free Brochures to get your copy. A big thank you to the great folks here at Maes Antiques for hosting us this week. You'll find them at 129 West Main Street in Purcell. Trust us when we say this is some of the best antique shopping around. They're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
And coming up next week on Discover Oklahoma, the weekend some wait for all year. We're going to tell you how to get great discounts on Christmas gifts that are Oklahoma themed.
And we're taking a trip to the Wildflower Cafe in Tulsa. Find out what's on the menu. That's next week right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.